Brent, it's really good to see you. We just want to let everybody know that the clock is ticking on those 2022 conversions. So if you're considering converting an IRA to a Roth in 2022, we're going to break down everything that you need to know. But let's start with the deadlines, Brent, because it's a big misconception about those conversions that they can be done up until the tax filing deadline.
Correct. So with Roth contributions and traditional IRA contributions, those are allowed up to tax time. And because of that, that throws a lot of confusion into the mix. But with Roth conversions, it's actually due by the end of the taxable year, so 12/31.
Mm-hmm. And you're saying that we may already be too late. We need to double check on that, right?
Correct. It's possible to try to slip some in, but chances are the ship has sailed for 2022. But it's important to keep it on your radar for 2023.
Right. And we're going to explain exactly why. So let's jump in there. How does this work? Because if I convert my IRA to a Roth, I'll be facing a potentially big tax bill come April of the next year.
Correct. So the way that that works is when you convert from a traditional or a pre-tax IRA to a Roth IRA, the IRS looks at that as a distribution. And so that is taxable just as income would be taxable. And so that's where you get into the conversation. Do I do some of that conversion now, get the benefits? And you have to compare that to the tax bill that you're going to have to pay, now in the present.
Okay, so let's break down some of those things that we should consider when trying to determine if a Roth conversion is right for me. Brent, what do I need to keep in mind?
Yeah, and so it's going to depend on multiple things, and that's where you're going to want to work with a professional to make sure you figure out the correct amount. But you're looking at, like how big of a bucket of pre-tax funds do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you going to run into RMD issues when you get to retirement that if you were to move it to Roth now, you can avoid some of that down the road?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that you have to keep in mind is the market has pulled back. Okay, so is now a good time to do a Roth conversion while things are pulled back? You pay the taxes on that smaller amount, put it into your Roth account, and then now let that recover in that new account. And then there's also several other items that can go into it to help make the decision. That's why it's important to talk to a professional.
Right. And we also wanted to address another common misconception that we'll be in a lower tax bracket when we retire. That just might not be the case, especially when we consider historical tax rates. And we're in a historically low rate right now, right, Brent?
Correct, exactly. As this chart shows, we are in a historically low tax environment. So that could make some more sense on at least a good argument on why conversions could make some sense now. And then also we're in a unique position where we know for a fact after 2025, the Trump tax cuts will expire. And the current administration and current policies, nothing looks like that's going to change. So we're kind of in a unique position where it looks like we know tax rates are going to increase in the near term.
Mm-hmm. So the window of opportunity for 2022 winding down, but again, 2023 or future year is always an option. And that brings up my last question. When is a Roth ladder appropriate?
Yeah, good question. So we're doing this with a lot of clients because they have this big bucket of money that they want to try to get converted from a traditional pre-tax to a Roth. Now you're playing the tax game. How much money can I afford, or how much can I afford to throw on taxes now? So one thing we've been doing is laddering it out. We're doing a systematic process of a certain amount each year. And so a lot of our clients, the goal is to get it wrapped up by 2025. And so we can get, some or all of their assets moved over to a Roth, and then the tax rates go up, and then that's somebody else's problem. They don't have to worry about it.
I like it. That's a good way to sell it. This is ideal. So of course, though, it's complicated to figure out if it's right for everybody. But Brent, if somebody has questions about determining if a Roth conversion is right for them, what's the best way to reach you?
Sure. Go to our website, www.young-wm.com, or call the office and have Becca set you up with Kim or I, 614-430-8383. We'd love to talk about it.
All right, Brent, thank you.
Thank you.